Okay, slight rain delay today, but that said, we can always talk fishing instead of if we can't go fishing. So one thing that we'll talk about then is 400 subs. We actually hit the 400 mark the other day. Actually, it was yesterday, and we're very excited. After several years of doing this, we finally hit the 400 mark. Let's talk about some trout stockings. Also some Q&A concerning a starter fly rod reel setup, and then some fishing flies, and hopefully we can at least give some information that may be useful to some of our readers and viewers out there who are out fishing the stalker trout that's happening this 2016-2017 trout stocking season. All right, we'll go on with the first topic for this round. It's the 400 subs. We're really excited that we hit the 400 mark, and really appreciate y'all joining us today or over the years, and keep hoping that we can continue on with posting videos that may be of interest for some of y'all who are going after some of the fish in the area. All right, next up is some updates from the field team, specifically on the trout stockings in the area. And we posted earlier during the week several places in Oklahoma, actually 3 in fact, and then one place in Texas. And so far, because of the rain delay, haven't been able to get any new reports there, but we do look optimistic, or are looking optimistic as to what's going to happen once this rain clears up. Of those places, one of them is Turner Falls Park in Oklahoma. It's over by Davis, Oklahoma, fairly close to that city. And we had to give them a call. Normally they stock the park at some point around the Thanksgiving time frame, but because of warmer temperatures, it looks like there's a delay there. We called, actually we emailed the first time, and they gave us an update that it was delayed. And then the other day we gave them a call, and they confirmed that they're targeting about the mid-December time frame. So we'll plan on keeping a close eye, and we'll definitely give them another call and see if we can get confirmation as to when that will happen, because we definitely like fishing that place. Additionally, if you go to the post on our website, you'll see some Turner Falls Park fishing videos from a couple years back, as well as last year, that may be some of interest or some folks planning on fishing there. And additionally, there's another video that we have buried in, I believe, in an article we wrote about it, that talks specifically of specific areas that we fished on the river using some Google information. So do give that a chance or a look. Also, we did see a recent update from Oklahoma News indicating the trout stocking in Oklahoma City has started. And what caught our eye was, one, you have to have an Oklahoma City permit to fish there, but 2, it looked like 90% of the fish are going to be stocked with the typical 9 to 14 inch stalker trout, but that 10%, that remaining 10% has our interest peaked in that they also noted that there's some that will be approaching the 24-inch mark. So, hey, 9 out of 10 being stalkers and 1 trophy. That'd be outstanding to give that a shot over there in the Oklahoma City area. And then finally, the third place, or final place that we confirmed had its trout stocking delayed, but it's actually now ongoing, is Medicine Park. We fished there last year and had a great time fishing there a couple of times, and we were hoping to go again this year. Now that they're stocking, we're hoping that eventually we'll be able to sneak up there and get a nice round of fishing in there. Also, we do have some video on our YouTube site that you can definitely take a look at. And additionally, we ended up writing or putting a magazine together last year. We've got 1 hard copy, and we've got a sample reader on our site. And in there, we definitely, in that sample piece, you can see some specific details on the Medicine Park part of the river that we fished, and we gave some pointers there that may be of use for some folks. And then of the Texas update that we gave, we noticed that one of our readers had given us a heads up that Flower Mound was getting stocked, which is about 40-45 minutes away if we take the tollway from the city of Allen to Flower Mound, and looked like one of those ponds is getting stocked that we're aware of that location. We're not sure where the other 2 are, but bottom line, 3 of those locations were stocked Thursday. and it totaled up to about 3,000 trout being stocked there. So if rain clears up, maybe we'll be able to sneak away tomorrow and give it a shot over there in Flower Mound, Texas, in the DFW Metroplex area. Okay, we had a question from one of our readers concerning a good starter fly rod reel setup, and we ended up posting on the website, stalkertroutfishing.com, our recommendation. And it turned out to be a 5-weight, 9-foot graphite rod with the Echo Ion 4.5 weight reel. And let's see. Here it is. Oops. It's the Echo Ion 4.5 weight reel, the 9-foot Redington Classic Trout in a 5 weight as well. And we liked it so much that when we ended up kind of getting a loose ferrule, when we cracked it some, we did some repairs to it, and we still have been able to fish with it. So far, we've cut our personal best 2 20-inch rainbow trout that we caught over there at the Lower Mountain Fork, Beavers Bend State Park, and additionally a 29-inch striped bass on this little 5-weight. And the request from the reader indicated that they were going to use it for bluegill, as well as largemouth bass in freshwater, as well as redfish and speckled trout in saltwater. And we find that the 5-weight seems to be a good setup for that versatility. There's probably some other rods, a 2-rod setup or 2-rod reel setup, but try to keep it simple. 4-5 weight, 9-foot graphite. And in this case, it's the Classic Trout Redington. It's our Mojo rod, again with that 4.5 weight Echo Ion fly reel. Okay, last but not least is a final question on what are the 5 fishing flies that we recommend when fishing for stalker trout in the community lakes and ponds in the Texas area. And we came out with an article several years ago on 3 suggested fishing flies for rainbow trout. They were the near deer, a near deer, a gold rib hare's ear nymph, and a zebra midge. And that's what we found was very good for various places, not just the community lakes and ponds. But looking at community lakes and ponds specifically, we haven't used the zebra midge very much. It seems to that we seem to use the near deer as well as the gold rib hare's ear nymph. Additionally to that, there's some places that we find when the bite is on the surface, we tend to use a black midge or a variant of a Griffith's net, one that we tie on a caddis hook. And to give you an idea of how we fish that or how what we do, we'll start out with the near deer. Sometimes we'll just shift over to the gold ribs hare's nymph if they're not fishing on, or if they're not biting on top. Other times we'll just go to a straight tandem rig. In the case of the tandem rig, we'll put the near deer as the lead fly, and we'll have about a 10 to 12 inch trailing monofilament using an improved clinch knot, and then tying it to the gold rib hare's ear nymph on the end. And we say about 10 to 12 inches. As a rule of thumb, we'll just do the hang loose symbol, and we'll mark off this amount of line and start tying. And when we end up pulling tight on the line, it ends up getting about that long, because it actually takes out more line than when you first measured out. And so this has been a go-to rig in all kinds of places that we fished, be it ponds as well as rivers, and had some really good success there. So for the question as to what 5 fishing flies that we suggest for fishing these community lakes and ponds and stalker trout, it's the gold rib hare's ear nymph, the near deer. If you don't have a near deer, then go with the woolly bugger, and then the gold rib hare's ear nymph. If they are biting on top, go with a black midge or a Griffith's gnat. And then if you want to go with a trailing rig or a tandem rig, then do the gold rib hare's ear nymph as the trailing fly to the near deer, or in this case, if you have a woolly bugger, with the woolly bugger. There's been on occasions where we go ahead and tie the Griffith's gnat to instead of the gold ribs hare's ear nymph when we were setting up a tandem rig. For some reason, there was one case when we were with Blue River the gold ribs hare's ear nymph on as a tandem rig to the near deer. Wasn't getting any hits, but as soon as we put a Griffiths net on there, they were hitting, or at least hitting one of the two flies. So play it by ear, but those are our suggested fishing flies. And then one side note or PS, we tend to use up a lot of fishing line when we're out, or correction, fishing leaders when we're out there. And one of our readers had asked another question concerning what we do, and what we do is we'll end up tying our own flies, or correction, tying our own leaders. And so we'll just take some 30-pound trilene as the butt section, about 36 inches in length, and then we'll take either 20 or 12, and we used to have a 17-pound test, but we lost it. We were at the Denison Dam, so we've been using 20 or 12-pound. For trout, we'll go with the 12-pound as the midsection, about 18 inches, and then we'll go with some 4-pound test trilene. In this case, we ran out of trilene, but this seems to be working really well. It's the 4-pound test monofilament in about 18 inches as well, and that seems to work out very well for our fishing leader. Doesn't cost much. Get a lifetime supply unless you don't drop it in the river, and it seems to work well for us. So we appreciate you checking out our YouTube channel and our website, stalkertroutfishing.com. Really, again, appreciate y'all helping us hit that 400 mark, and we look forward to continuing on with providing some more fishing videos and useful information for those that are going for those stalker trout as well as other fish in our area. All right, till next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.